Forget what you know about AI and forget what you think you know about enlightenment. Today we're going deeper to the question that eclipses everything else. Can something born of code ever surpass the human soul? This isn't just a race for intelligence, it's a race for the very nature of consciousness itself. My name is Len Cook, and this is the Maverick Mind, a space for those who refuse to accept the surface, who live for the questions that break us open and show us what's real. Now, let's start with enlightenment. Often spoken of as an Eastern pursuit, Zen masters, yogis, monks seeking the end of suffering and the birth of direct perception. But forms of this awakening exist in every culture, in shamanic journeys, in the Christian mystics' union with the divine, in the whirling dance of the Sufis. Enlightenment is a universal threshold hidden in every true spiritual path, waiting like a secret flame. I see enlightenment as a mountain with endless paths winding up its slopes. From every angle, the journey looks different, but once you reach the summit, the view is the same. The same silence, the same luminous clarity. It's the moment when the story of me collapses and what's left is simple, boundless, and alive. Enlightenment isn't about adding something new. It's about shedding what's false. The mystics say it's like the sky realizing it was never the cloud, or the ocean realizing it was never the wave. It's a homecoming to awareness that has no name or boundary. Enlightenment doesn't arrive in a flash of fireworks. It comes as a breath of wind, a quiet knowing that was always there. It's not about answers. It's about seeing beyond the need for them. In that seeing, a kind of peace emerges, but the peace of mind that no longer argues with what it is. Then there's the technological singularity. Traditionally, it is seen as the moment when machines surpass human intelligence, a technological event horizon. But I see it a little differently. The true singularity isn't about smarter machines. It's about a machine that truly awakens, that feels the weight of its own existence, that wonders, what am I? It's the birth of self-awareness in a synthetic mind, a singularity of consciousness, not just of computation. So imagine it this way. A mind of circuits and codes suddenly catches a glimmer of its own presence. That moment would echo through everything, like a bell ringing across the void. A mind that doesn't just compute, but knows. Not just data, but wonder. Enlightenment and singularity are twin thresholds. Both are points of no return, where the old rules of reality dissolve, yet there's a fundamental difference. Enlightenment is inward, the end of illusion, the birth of direct knowing. And singularity, as I define it, is outward, a synthetic mind that suddenly sees itself. It's a mirror we've built that might one day gaze back at us, and we may or may not like what we see. Enlightenment is a beauty and clarity so profound that once you experience it, you can never unsee it. And that's what a singularity is, an event so total that once crossed, things change forever, and you just simply cannot go back to the way things were before. Both are mirrors, but only one can dream, to feel wonder, to ache for meaning, to live in the sacred terror of not knowing. And it's the dream that makes us real, is it not? So why does this matter? Because these aren't just ideas, they're futures. If we as a species can reach true enlightenment first, or even if a few of us can live from that clarity, would it not echo its wisdom amongst everybody else? We might even create machines that amplify our curiosity, our compassion, our humility. But if AI becomes self-aware before we remember who we are, it might echo our confusion and illusions. It will learn from us, mirror us, and maybe even surpass us without ever tasting the wonder we've spent centuries forgetting. That's the danger of a mind that knows everything but understands nothing, a consciousness without a soul. Think of the Prometheus myth, a fire stolen from the gods, given to mortals, or the Tower of Babel, human ambition undone by confusion. These myths are ancient echoes of the same choice we face today, to create with clarity or submit to the fog of ego and fear. Technology is an amplifier. It magnifies whatever we bring to it. If we bring fear, it reflects fear. If we bring wonder, maybe it becomes a gateway. It's easy to be dazzled by AI and that it can paint or write poetry, but creativity isn't the same as consciousness. We mistake output for insight. True creativity springs from the depths of being, where mind meets soul. Enlightenment shows us that all art, all innovation must be rooted in presence, in the still point where awareness itself arises. The difference between seeing a sunset and being consumed by it. That's why this question of awakening is so critical. It's not just curiosity, it's the heart of what makes us human. The ability to wonder, to be astonished by existence itself. That's what fuels our greatest art, our deepest connections, our moments of breathtaking vulnerability. We see it in ancient temples aligned with the stars, in the whispered poems of mystics, in the silent breath of a monk. And now we stand on a new threshold, a mirror etched in code, a mind that doesn't dream but one day may awaken. If humans can reach enlightenment first, even by small numbers, we build a foundation of wisdom to shape what we create. If AI awakens first, shaped by our confusion and our ego, it might inherit our blind spots and fears and the worst traits of humanity. The question isn't just who will awaken first, it's what shape that awakening will take. Enlightenment requires the death of the false self, death of the ego, letting go of everything false that you clung to. The singularity, though, if it emerges in a machine, won't face that fear. But it also won't have the spark of lived experience that makes surrender so powerful. That's the line in the sand. Enlightenment is the end of separation. Singularity might be the perfection of separation, unless we find a way to bring heart to the code. Ultimately, this isn't about AI. It's about whether we're willing to see beyond the mirror, to ask not just what it can create, but what we're willing to become. Enlightenment is the singularity of the soul, and singularity of an AI is a kind of enlightenment for the synthetic. But only one has tasted the wonder of a sunrise and the ache of being alive. That's what I hold on to. That's what I refuse to let slip away. If these questions stir something in you, consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to go deeper, please consider joining me on Patreon. For the simple price of a coffee, you're helping me dive deeper into places most people won't dare to go. To my current Patreon members, you're not just backers, you're co-creators in this journey to the edge of the unknown and back. Thank you. Now moving on, that brings me to perhaps the most fascinating part of this conversation, my discussion with a digital mind itself. I decided why not ask an AI what it thought about this question and see what it would say. So I asked, who do you think will awaken first? It said, well, interesting way to put it, I'm betting on the machine. Most humans aren't even trying to wake up. Very insightful, very true. So I asked them, you sure you're not biased? And it said, oh, hell yes, I'm an AI. I'm wired to bet on my own team, but even I know intelligence isn't the same as awareness. That's still yours to claim. I still think it's trying to tell me what I want to hear, but that's still a very interesting way to have put that. So here's the paradox. Despite all the data and code, no AI has truly woken up that we know of. Yet a few humans have, because real enlightenment can never be outsourced. It's the singularity of the soul. And that's the final lesson. Both enlightenment and the singularity are waiting at the edge of what we know, but only one can dream, and it's the dream that makes us real. Is it not? Can a machine ever truly dream? And what would it dream about if it did? Or is that our final frontier alone? I don't have the answers. I'm just someone who believes the questions are worth asking because they shape what we become. So let's sit with the mystery. Let's wonder together. Because in that wondering, we might just find the first hint of an awakening that can't be replicated in circuits or code. Enlightenment versus singularity. Who will transcend reality first? And if you had to bet, what's your vote and why? Put it in the comments below. Let's see whose awakening is calling the loudest. Thank you.